Where's that? Hold up. Welcome, motivators. It is time to motivate. I want to thank everybody for being patient in this wonderful, beautiful night here in California, going out to everybody out in the world. We're going to be talking about a very important topic and how it is very important, specifically, coming from a perspective of a man. I can't speak on behalf of ladies. I'm a gentleman. So I will speak on behalf of the gentlemen. Ladies, you're welcome to listen, participate. But for the moment, this is a man speaking out with his own experiences in life, coming at you like a gentleman, telling you from what I have learned in life from not only my professors in the university, from my father, my OGs in the streets, people I've met at work, my friends, and even on social media. You learn in life. It's about learning. But this particular topic of today is about knowing how to pause, not stopping to reflect in your life. And we're going to go down a list of, to break it down in different categories, if I may say. For example, how never to stop trying to be better than you can always be. You could always be better than what you're at right now. You know what I mean? So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be breaking it down as we go. For example, how to work harder and smarter than the older folk. If you're seeing these men, for example, who are reaching retirement, if not retired, but they just continue to work hard, continue to be smarter in their business and their hustle, and then the majority of these dumb, young, youth and even matured men who continue to complain and criticize and remain either broke, without a plan, lonely, depressed. And there's gentlemen out there, for example, I could give a perfect example. I don't want to make it too personal and talk about my father or, because we all have that particular person in our life. It could be your father, your grandfather, an uncle, a brother, maybe a friend, an OG who just taught you the way of life. And when you think of hard-working men and individuals that represent, and exemplify what it is to be a hard-working man, it's usually these men. You know what I mean? It's usually these people who you know personally. You understand what I'm saying? So when we look at men, say, that are more famous, we also have to compare, what they've done in the past when it comes to their business, that we're trying to compare them with the others, if they're actors or actors. If it's in the game of cooking, you could compare Chef Ramsay, to whoever other chef is out there, that you might want to debate with. But when it comes to sports, for example, let's say boxing, there's a gentleman by the name of Bob Arum. He's reaching just damn near the age of 90 years old. This is not really going to be about boxing, but just bear with me. Bob Arum is a gentleman who's still active. He's the owner and the most active promoter in the business. And he's reaching 90 years old. And he is probably the best promoter out there right now, producing some of the best fights. Historically speaking, he is at the top of the game. And if not, he's tied with, maybe other top 5 or so, a handful of other promoters that are just damn near as important to the game of boxing as Mr. Bob Arum. But Bob Arum is 80, 90 years old. And his competitors are around 40 to 50 years old. I'll be more specific. For example, Oscar de la Hoya, a former gold Olympian champion who represented the United States in the Olympics, he is around 40-something years old. You look at Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns from the UK international competition, to be exact here. He's also like in his late 40s, if I'm not mistaken. Right? You also look at other promoters, across the board, but they're nowhere near the age of Mr. Bob Arum, who's 90 years old. And Mr. Bob Arum is out hustling them, out maneuvering them, putting out some of the best fights historically speaking, like Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Mr. Bob Arum has his hands involved in that as well. He's co-promoting it. You know what I'm saying? You have fights like Jose Ramirez versus Josh Taylor, another undisputed fight, who's happening, going down in the near future. That's Mr. Bob Arum himself, historical fight. Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez going down just around the corner, another undisputed historical fight, right? Technically speaking, that's going down under Bob Arum's, promotion. And we could go down the list, Terrence Crawford versus Indongo. That was another undisputed fight not too long ago. So he has still consistently been at the top of his game. So, Mr. Bob Arum, my hats, hats off to you, sir. You know what I mean? I respect you. You inspire me. You motivate me. I want to work harder and smarter than you. What are you doing that I should do myself to be smarter and work harder so that I can make my billions of dollars that I want to make in the near future, because I follow the instructions of a man like yourself. You understand what I'm saying? And Mr. Bob Arum also has his children. I know that one of his sons is also involved in the university, and he's very high placed in these, top universities out there when it comes to education. You know what I mean? So he's also inspiring not only the world, but he has done a remarkable job with his family. You see what I'm saying? And as a businessman and as an example to the community, to just any young man who wants to seek, the realm of not just boxing, but of business. And this is a man who also graduated from the university, I believe as a lawyer. So, it is important to know what we're dealing with, when we're talking about these specific men that we can learn from. Now, I could apply this motivation, this inspiration from the lessons that I've learned in the university. Understand what I'm saying? And you could also see that I'm also applying these to the other lessons that I've learned from the streets, the street smarts. I have also from what I learned from my father and my friends, like I mentioned in the beginning. And one thing that I'm also gonna that I want to get more in depth with is, when are you going to prove them? When are you going to show this specific man that your talk is going to stand up and walk the walk? You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Are you just about talking, or are you about doing? When is this plan of yours going to be in motion, and when is it going to end? There might be a little pause in your game, for whatever reason. Sometimes life does that to you. It could be death. It may be, sickness, the loss of a job. It could be the loss of your income, the loss of your freedom. Maybe you got locked up, maybe you're in probation or something. Maybe you're too scared to start all over. Maybe your chick left you or something, divorced. I don't know or you left her. Maybe you start all over with the new chick. Maybe your ex was a hoe, a bitch, a slut, and you just can't stand her anymore for the, I don't know. Maybe you were the one who was just a piece of shit. Whatever it was, whatever happened, did you quit? Did you stop? Or can you remind yourself of what got you going? And if something got you going and you're in a position that you probably never imagined you would be in, a damn near fairy tale, if some would say, you know what I mean? If this is in the way that you're feeling, if this is how then remind the others below you, those who have not got, this message, these lessons, you show them, tell these people, what got you to the place that you now call damn near heaven on earth. And don't we all, wish we had some taste of heaven on earth? Because we know how hard life is, how hard life hits. We know how hard it could be, just to be alive. But at the end of the day, are you stopping? Are you quitting? Are you giving up? Have you lost hope? I was at a point in my time, in my life, I'm not going to deny, where I've been hit, I've been hurt, I've been betrayed, I've been a victim. I've also been guilty. I've also been at fault. But I corrected my mistakes. As far as I'm concerned, I did what I had to do as a man. I had to do, as a man, I had to do what I had to do also to make sure things had to be taken care of. If I felt like people owed me, I made sure that people paid what they owed me. I just didn't stand around and did nothing about it. MMA champ, the GOAT, DHP. Yo, what's up, brother? It's still early in California out here, man. So thank you for joining in at these particular midnight, late night topics. that it just got me thinking about, how real men pause, not stop, you know what I mean? And they kind of reflect in life, sometimes things are going real good in life, and you also need to stop. When things are going really good in life, you might want to stop as well and enjoy it, you know what I mean? It's not about work and work and work. It's what I mentioned earlier in one of these comments that I made. You have to enjoy your hustle. If you're not enjoying your hustle, you're not doing it because it's what you're meant to probably doing in this life. You know what I mean? You have to enjoy the hustle that you're doing. You have to enjoy waking up. I was always working, growing up, working these hard labor jobs or working these risky jobs or, working side jobs, just doing things coming up, you know what I mean? So I know how it is, to wake up and work and get up and listen to the bullshit, put up with these workers or these supervisors, these managers, you know what I mean? So I was a worker, you know what I mean? And I had many jobs. I had some jobs I climbed the ranks, some I just decided not to, like, you know what I mean? One of the worstest jobs that many people would call, you know what I mean, a horrible job they would probably never do, a labor job, I done those. You know what I mean? Maybe dirty jobs or hardworking or dangerous as well. Whatever, you know what I mean? I done those jobs. The jobs that many Americans don't want to do. And I was out there, but you know what? I got tired of it. I was like, man, this is not for me. I've always knew that was not for me. And I didn't care how old I was. I just knew that wasn't for me. So I learned, and I got inspired from these older folk, and I asked questions. I took a little pause and I said, wait a minute, maybe I should be asking questions. Maybe I should be thinking and paying attention to these older folk, right? These folk that know how to work smart and work hard. I mean, they know the stock market. They know the moves. They know everything. Maybe not everybody who's older, but I'm talking about the ones who know. The knowledge that they have acquired over time. And a lot of people are not, investing their time to learn and get inspired from the older gentlemen like Bob Arum, for example. Instead of critiquing and criticizing and looking in the mirror and say, wait a minute, this guy's, how old is he again? Damn near 90 years old. And I'm criticizing a 90-year-old man that's actually working when a lot of us Americans, you know what I mean, because of COVID, either working at home or maybe even not working at all. And this man is still working. He's still producing fights, historical fights. You know what I mean? And he's making how many millions of dollars is he making every year? And we have the nerve, or you know what I mean, the ignorance to even dare, you know what I mean, to critique a person like that when we could be learning, you know what I mean, and paying attention. This is why society's kind of fucked up, you know what I mean? We don't really appreciate the education process, the process of learning. We don't appreciate that. We appreciate the excitement. For example, it's boxing. I mean, a lot of fans want to see blood for whatever reason. It's a sport that entertains. It's a combative sport. Of course, restrained to a set of rules, settled by laboring hands that, risk their lives in order to entertain the fans of boxing. But for whatever reason, the fans are watching this particular sport for whatever reason and motive. These fighters are in the gym, or in their training, working hard to come out victorious. There's also behind the scenes, those with the knowledge, those that are actually generating the wealth. And when we ignore the educational process of anything, whether it's cooking, boxing, sports, cars, you know what I mean, building, construct, if we ignore the process of wealth and money, you know what I mean, we're not going to grow ourselves. You cannot really comprehend how you can learn just about from anybody. But if you only learn from idiots, an idiot you will be. If you learn from mediocre people, you're only going to be a mediocre person in life. But if you're surrounded by a bunch of mediocre people, by a bunch of ordinary average folk, and you're the only one gaining knowledge from the OGs, from these veterans, right? These people who are damn near retired, who learned it and know, you might be surrounded by a bunch of average folk, but you're going to be looked at as possibly the genius or the future hustler, who's going to maybe put the community in the map, when it comes to the economic business. Like maybe you're the answer to their problems. because you're the one learning and gaining the knowledge. See, a lot of us might be living in a fucked up community. In a fucked up community that might look like it has no future. Everybody's fucked up. No one gives a shit. There's gangs and drugs and homeless people and gangs. Pollution and graffiti. Shit like that, right? But if you're the only one who gives a fuck and you feel like you're the only one that does give a fuck, if you feel like you're left out, not left out because, they're not choosing you, but left out because you choose not to be there. Right. And even though, and you could be looking at it like these, they're idiots, like they're looking up to you. I don't know. I can't explain it. If you're a man and you're living in these particular situations, right, where people are just, it feels like they don't get it. They don't want to learn. They don't want to know. If you, just you don't understand why. It could be with it's lack of education, lack of inspiration, lack of motivation. You're probably the only one that's inspired and motivated, and there's something about it in your life that's triggering you to don't like what you're seeing around you. That's why that's why you got a lot of people who are unfaithful, addicted. Like people want to understand what we seeking pleasure because they can't seek what they truly are, looking for that will really satisfy them mentally, physically, and spiritually. They don't know. They don't feel it. They don't get it. So they're out there guessing what it is. It could be a drug. It could be a person. It could be a habit. It could be damn near something disgusting, perverted, whatever it is. You're damn near stopping yourself. You're stopping yourself from searching for that true knowledge that is really, really what's going to make you content. It's going to make you happy. And it's going to give you the time to enjoy this. You don't have to do this behind nobody's back. You don't have to steal from nobody. You don't have to hurt nobody. You don't have to backstab nobody. You have to betray anybody. You don't have to break anybody's vows. You know what I mean? You have to know what you're searching. But that's why you have to take the time in your life to pause and say, wait a minute, how is life really going on? Why am I feeling like this? Why is this going like that? Why is this happening? Am I in the right position? You know what I mean? It usually has to look it usually starts by looking in the mirror. A lot of us just forget to look in the mirror and ask these questions. We might look in the mirror to look at our teeth, to comb our hair, pop a pimple. You might look in the mirror to do whatever the fuck it is, but you don't look at the mirror to talk to yourself. Right? It's not really what's outside that counts. It's what's inside that counts. So you might check yourself how you look outside, but do you ever check yourself to see how you look inside? Is it okay? With what you're doing, can you do it better? Are you at risk that you might be replaced? I don't know. Let's be honest, whether it's at work, even with religion. It could even be with religion. Your own religion could have given you a mission, something to do, something important, opened up the doors, gave you a path, gave you everything, gave you a test. And what if you just quit instead of pausing and reflecting on why it is that you're going through a hurdle? It might just be a hurdle and you stop at the hurdle, like a dead end, but it's just a hurdle. It's not a dead end. It's a hurdle. And if you stop there, God is going to skip you and say, let's just give this mission, this blessing, this test to someone else. Someone maybe not as deserving as you, but because you quit, we'll give it to the second best person in the line, right? Next, right? Let's be honest. You could have been great. You could have been the best. You could have been the one. You could have been the person that would have changed the world. You could have been the one on the front page cover. You could have been the one making all the money. You could have been the one with all the respect. You could have been the one with all the trust and knowledge and wisdom and love, right? Consideration. You could have been that person, but you chose to be a piece of shit. You chose to be lazy. You chose to give up. You chose to quit. You chose to hurt people. You chose to steal. You chose to cut in line. Let's be honest. That's not pausing. That's stopping. That's stopping yourself from being great. You chose to be a piece of shit. You chose to be a thief. You chose to be a cheater. You chose to be a bitch. You chose to be a coward. You chose to never go to school. You chose to never get a better job. You chose to never be a better parent. You chose to never put down the bottle. You chose to be an alcoholic. You chose to be a drug addict, right? You choose. It's what you're doing. You're not enjoying your hustle because you're choosing the wrong hustle to go in the first place. Sometimes a hustle requires, a clean heart, a clean mind, a clean body. You ever thought about that? Your hustle may require a little bit more attention than what you're putting into. But you're never supposed to beg for recognition. You're not supposed to be begging, look at me, guys. Am I your favorite? Don't beg. Don't beg. If you have deserved the recognition, the respect, you would know that you have it. Unless you have lost it, or unless you know that you've done something that may be putting your recognition in danger and may be converting that recognition from positive to negative. And you might now be recognized for the negative part of society rather than that positive that people believe that you had been, coming from. It's like a battery, right? You've seen the battery, how you put the positive and the negative? You can't switch the cables because you might, cause a fire. Isn't life just like that? When you have a negative person and you put them and you put that negative person next to the positive side, you could cause a fire, disruption. Something might blow up because it just doesn't work properly. But when you put the positive with the positive, and then you put those negatives with the negatives, things just work properly, right? Let them be negative on that side, and you can be as positive as you want over here with the positive people, making shit flow just properly. You ever notice how that negative cable always goes to the ugliest part of the engine, or the car? That negative cable somehow always ends up like in the rusty part of the metal. I mean, it's important, but it ends up in the worstest part. Like the straight to the metal. It doesn't. That positive cable usually goes to the computer. You see that cable? If you pay attention to it, you could even Google it. Most, damn near every positive cable, goes is directly connected to the computer, to all the cool stuff, and that negative cable is connected to like that dead end terminal, right? Like that rusty, part of the ground. That's why they call it a ground cable, like to the ground. Right? Negative people they're just ugly, negative. They might be important in life and society, you know what I mean? But that positive side always just ends up like in that computer world. That you could even call it a nerdy world, call it what you will. Hardworking, someone had to construct those things. Someone had to be in there maintaining all. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like the hardworking, smart, and like everything. You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like that positive cable is Bob Arum. You know what I mean? It's like. And that negative cable, it's all these youngsters giving up, quitting, making complaints, criticizing, talking shit, acting like bitches, cowards, and hoes, and traitors, and infidels, and everything. I don't know. Keep naming all these derogatory whatever names, but that's what they choose to be. You understand what I'm saying? It's weird like that sometimes. Huh? It is weird like that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to. Before I go to sleep, I just actually wanted to share this moment with you of why I am inspired in the moment from a 90-year-old man who continues to work, continues to out-hustle, out-think, out-maneuver the young promoters in boxing, right? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and this man is still at the top of the game. He's not tired. He's not quitting. He's not giving up. He's still criticizing. He's still talking shit. He's still demanding and explaining and wanting and pretty much setting an example. So, and I respect this man. I'm inspired by him. I am motivated just as much as any other great person that's going to cross my path that deserves me, from taking the time, pausing in my life and reflecting in my life and seeing how this person is going to influence me, help me, motivate me, inspire me so that I could learn and put in practice what I have acquired in my mind, so that tomorrow I could, benefit from the wealth of knowledge. It's beautiful that way, in my opinion. And I wanted to go to sleep with these positive vibes, sharing and just before I go to sleep. Because again, I'm in California, it's barely like 1 a.m. It's like, it's 1:50. Now we're headed to 2. I started the video just about a half an hour ago. Right. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and being patient, because I was trying to start the video earlier. I did have some technical difficulties, I noticed that my microphone was not working properly, and so it delayed the show just for a few minutes. And I figured, well, we could always continue, we could always move on, we could always start again. And I was gonna do it the old school way with the uh, YouTube studio, but I figured I would just do it really fast with the StreamYard. I still had some hours left that I could use, and tomorrow's a big fight again. I had mentioned this previous. There's a guy from my hometown. He's fighting for a world title. He's undefeated. His name is Ruben Villa. He's fighting a very high caliber, very popular Mexican fighter who's well known in Mexico and in the die-hard boxing community, Latin American community, even across the world. Um, El Vaquero Navarrete, Manuel El Vaquero Navarrete to be exact. And they will be fighting tomorrow live on, I believe it's on ESPN. I'm going to be watching on the Spanish channel as well because I like the Spanish commentary, which is TV Azteca, channel 43 out here in my local area. And well, I'm be tuning in for that. So they're fighting for a vacant title. So the winner becomes the new champion of the world. And it's going to be an amazing fight. It's going to be somewhere around 4 p.m. So tune in around that time tomorrow. I'm promoting the fight at this particular time of this video because this guy, again, this is from my hometown. So imagine how inspired I am. I already made a video of this kid, but imagine how inspired I feel right now, how motivated knowing that this person from my hometown, who is about 10 minutes from here, is fighting for a world title. So if he wins, he will be the first world champion who would have defeated a very significant opponent who was also, I mean, I'm inspired. I'm motivated. Okay, so I'm sharing with you a very important moment in our community. So it might not be as important to you folks out there who might not be even, maybe might be fans of boxing or may not be, but whatever the situation may be, it's a very significant and important moment that is definitely going to inspire a lot of us. Not only the youth, but as even people his age, our age, but as well as the older folk who may have forgotten, may need to be reminded, or have still know who are still working and just appreciate or entertain, knowing and feel, inspired themselves, or even appreciated, or even as simple as being, comfortable enough knowing that the future is strong. There's hope for the future. You understand what I'm saying? So, of course, this is a very important fight. Of course, we are motivated, and whether win, lose, or draw, we're still going to be very proud of this both fighters. Because of they're both in it, to win it. Of course, they're both men who are fighting for their dream. But this is an important fight, and not just because Ruben Villa is from my hometown, but this guy's got the skills. He got the skills and the will, and he comes from a very dangerous, place like Salinas, California, where his heart, his mind, his dedication, and his motivation, is not necessarily like yours. It's rough out here. It's dangerous. So this kid is as a warrior. He's prepared, he's ready, and Navarrete might not know what he's getting into. And when it comes to wanting more, when maybe even demonstrating to the world, that Salinas is on the map. We're on the map for many things, and we'll continue to be on the map for a lot of things. But one thing that we should recognize is that boxing has now Salinas on the map, and will continue to get better for us. And we should expect this from every community, right? All your community should have, the next LeBron James. Every community should have the next, Julio Cesar Chavez, Mike Tyson fighter. You understand what I'm saying? The next Messi, the next Ronaldinho. You want to have these best athletes, coming out of your community. You want the smartest people that are going to become the doctors, the next president, the next governors, the next engineers. You want these people to be coming out of your neighborhood, right? So the best thing we could do is share, motivate, and inspire those who need to be inspired and motivated. And like myself, I want to thank you for inspiring me and for motivating me to not only make these videos, but to feel confident and happy enough knowing that this world is motivated enough that tomorrow it's either going to be a better place. We're pumped up. We're ready to go. We're ready to fight. We're ready to believe. We're ready to create. We're ready to move forward. You know what I mean? Like warriors, like fighters. And I'm happy, and I can't stop thanking you enough for being subscribed to my channel. Or, so if you have not subscribed, it's your first time here, subscribe right now. There's more videos coming your way. Thumb the video up, thumb it down. It's your choice. If you're entertained, if you don't like what I'm saying, if you want to debate, you could always debate. Put your comments down there. If you're just basically doing this because you might want to share the knowledge, just share the video. There's a share option down there. A lot of people get entertained, maybe when they're driving, listening to it. Maybe they need the time to talk about something, hear about something, ask a question, and gives the most honest opinion coming from a person like myself, who I know what I know from the university, from my studies, from my experience, from the streets, from the things that I've learned from men out there that have succeeded and demonstrated, to be recognized and sharing their knowledge. So it might benefit a lot of people. It might not benefit you. You might be laughing at this, you might be criticizing it, you might be thinking whatever. But I guarantee you right now, there's a lot of people out there who deserve, maybe a second chance, or they might be deserving, a time to listen to something like this. Because something like this might just give them that one little ignition, that's going to start their engine, and they're going to go even further than you or I have ever even dreamed of going. But a lot of the problem is that a lot of you haters out there, that this video is going to help somebody. You actually know who this video is. You know somebody out there that might benefit from this video. It might be somebody from your family. It might be somebody, I don't know, a friend or a co-worker, something. You might have heard of something, right? Maybe even yourself. But you want to share the video. You want to share it because if you do, they might get it. And you like to see them hurt. You like to see them down. You like to see them asking you. You like to be the one with the answers. But you don't share the video because you're egoistic, or maybe because you're selfish, or maybe because you're a hater, or you're envious or jealous, whatever it may be. You could always share the video if you know the person who might benefit. You know what I mean? You could just be bored, entertained, driving somewhere. You don't have to thumb the video up, thumb it down. Say, hey, man, this person, talks about these particular topics. You talk about these topics yourself. You probably have something to say to him, he'd be willing to debate you live if you like. Listen to it on the way to work. You might commute, and then he might be to use. It might sound like, exactly what you were thinking to hear, or he might be, something you exactly who you want to debate, because you might think it's full of shit, right? Whatever. All right. So it's always a perfect time to share, to thumb the video up, to comment below so we could discuss your comments. Don't be afraid to change the subject. Don't be afraid to, debate but I really appreciate everybody's commenting, especially when, I get something like MMA champ, the GOAT DHP today. That's his name. It's a very long name, but that's his name. Again, I'll read it. MMA champ, the GOAT DHP. Like this particular person, he just wrote, yo, like, yo, what's up? Yo. You know what I mean? It's just I appreciate that. There's someone out there listening, paying attention, and I'm grateful, and I salute to you. Saludo, yo, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? And sometimes a yo is all we need. A yo gets me going. A yo motivates me. A yo inspires me. You know what I mean? To pick up that energy and to keep flowing, and you know what I mean? That's very important. It's very important. You might think a simple yo, is nothing, but hey, a yo got me going. A yo got me motivated. Like, hey, there's someone listening. Boom, keep talking, yo. You know what I mean? So I am inspired. I am, ignited. I am motivated by your presence, Mr. MMA champ, the GOAT DHP. All right. So thank you for that. And but again, this is El Dude in the house, just with the Motivate channel, Motivate by El Dude. I'm thinking of growing this channel to the point where I'm even going to make my own brand. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of making some shirts, some hats, some hoodies. You know what I mean? Some socks and some face masks. What else can I make out there? Maybe some boxing gear with Motivate by El Dude, and you know what I mean? My book. something like that. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna grow big. You know what I mean? I like this style. I like what I'm doing here. I transitioned my channel from one point to another, but I see this being consistent. Again, if you guys have not been around this long, but those of you who have been, you know that my channel has changed. When I was at a time where I was, you could say, single and in the university partying, having a good time with all these, ladies, and interviewing them, and just having a good time with my lady friends. So that was very entertaining. But I had to delete a lot of those videos because I got serious. When you get serious, out of respect, you kind of get rid of all that. And then, I got even more dedicated and stuff, and my studies too as well. Don't get me wrong, it's not just about women. And I figured, I've always been a gentleman. But now, I'm a serious person, and then I'm a father as well. So, and but I'm changing careers. I have a career now. And my career is important, and I'm a professional man, and I also have time to pause and enjoy myself while I'm growing. You see what I'm saying? But I'm still working at it. You understand? So, but it went from that, to boxing. It just basically went from partying with the chicks in the university, showing the university the insides, to nothing about boxing, being more serious with my life. To when the Black Lives Matter hit, I made it more specifically about my community or issues, to where we're at right now with motivational videos, motivational type, speeches of a dude. I would say that just to share with the people, how I feel, what's motivating me, what's inspired, what keeps me going. A lot of people ask me, a lot of people are asking, wonder, how did you make it, to be working on your PhD right now if you came from the hood, you came from the bottom, you're poor and shit, how the fuck did you make it? And a lot of it has to do because I took time to pause, not stop. I just paused and reflected on what I needed to do. And I got a better, I always give myself time, Like right now, I'm in a specific moment where I'm at, I'm taking this time right now. Not just right now, I'm talking about like this video, but currently in life, I'm taking the time, I'm taking the time to shift, to transition, and to the next step, and it's just lovely, entertaining. I'm comfortably at a position where it's working out properly, and I'm glad to the world, to the universe, to God that has given me this opportunity, And like I mentioned earlier, you could lose your opportunity if you remain stuck, if you quit, which I'm not, which is I still feel blessed. I still feel touched by, by God and my faith, my religion that's encouraging me and pushing me and motivating me to continue with this great mission that has been bestowed upon me. And, but this is just a few things out there, that I want to say before I go to sleep. And I know it's late out there, but I know that most of you out there were already sleeping, and we're not gonna get this video live. But at least when you wake up in the morning, you will have something to listen to. Some inspirational words with encouragement that will motivate you to say, yeah, that is right. These older folk are working harder than me. So these older folk, instead of being smarter and working harder, and I should become, instead of me going to them for asking for help, they should be asking me, coming to me for help. I should be taking care of them, not the other way around. You see what I'm saying? So maybe this is very important for someone like that. So for whatever reason it may be, I want to thank everybody again. I'm gonna remind you to subscribe, comment below, hit that bell icon, share the video, thumb it up or thumb it down. This is a dude with the Motivate channel. Oh yeah, I was talking about my merchandise. I was thinking about making my merchandise, making this channel big, grow. I was thinking where I was going with it. Why was I talking about that? And so yeah, I'm thinking of making some merch. I'm thinking of making some hats and everything, right? Who knows? This might probably even going further with that. It's a good brand, Motivated by a Dude. It's a very knowledgeable, caring, OG status. And doesn't back down, willing to throw down. And so we're doing good. We're doing good. Estamos bien. We're doing good. And so, but for the moment, we are going to acknowledge the fact that we have a mission, we have a dream, we have a brand, and we have a team. We have a positive outlook, positive vibes. So, and when you decide to share these particular channels, as well as purchasing the new memorabilia from from this channel, Motivate by El Dude, you're gonna be walking around, with the Motivate hat, a hat that says Motivate, a hat or a shirt, a jersey, a bumper sticker, something that says Motivate, by El Dude. You know what I mean? So you're not only gonna be getting a Motivate, So imagine in front of your shirt, it's gonna say like a big Motivate with some nice, something in the background, Motivate with something in the background, and like very small on the side to say like by El Dude, like a little signature, just to know everybody it's authentic. If they look closely, because it's not about my name, right? So it's gonna be like you actually have to like zoom, like probably in your tag, you know what I mean? On your tag, it'll say by El Dude, right? But the whole shirt will probably just say Motivate with some nice background behind it. You understand what I'm saying? So it'll be something like that. It'll be very positive. This my merch is gonna kick ass, bro. I'm already working on the logos. I'm already working on the designs. Um, I'm definitely gonna stick with this move, and so it's only gonna get better and great. I'm dreaming, I'm imagining how it's gonna turn out to be, but it's already in the works. It's already in the works. And this is gonna be like a little a side hustle that I'm gonna do, right? And all that I do out here is gonna be with the simple intent to motivate and inspire you so that you could come up, right? And so that you could inspire. So when you have a shirt that says motivate, right, and then you gained a little bit of inspiration and knowledge just from listening to this video, now you got some merch out there, and then someone's asking you, hey man, that's a pretty cool shirt. The reason I'm asking is because it says motivate, and right now, because some people they might see a shirt or a hat and they might see this person's motivated, right, or something. You might not even understand it. It might be like one of those how do you say, kind of like not sarcastic, but kind of like very what's that word when there's that word, man. I'm trying to think of? Indirect, like an indirect conversation. You ever heard of indirect, where they try to say something but to somebody else out loud so that somebody else could hear it, or they might ask something like an indirect question but they really refer to something else. You know what I mean? Because they want you to get going on, you know what I mean? So sometimes they might see you with a shirt that's positive. Sometimes they might even just think it. You know what I mean? Like, man, here's a person who's motivated enough to walk around with this shirt, and he looks happy. There's something that he knows. So let me get an indirect question. You know what I mean? Let me ask, and you might get something out of it, right? You might even Google it. What is that? Where did that dude get that shirt? I want to be motivated too, right? And they'll refer to the YouTube channel, watch these videos and everything, and be like, yeah, man, I should have listened to that a long time ago or something, right? Like anything like that, you know what I mean? Because this is just simple steps. These are baby steps that we're taking to be able to prepare ourselves to take these giant leaps in life. You know what I mean? Don't be scared to take a little baby step right here. What they'll do, Holmes. Don't be afraid, Holmes. Don't be afraid to get up and you've been knocked down, right? You might be a little dizzy. Your knees might be a little bit spaghetti-legged, and your head might be hurting. Your heart might be broken. Right? Your back might be bleeding from all the backstabbing that you've been receiving in life. Right? But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to be walking with they'll do. Don't be afraid. We'll get there. We'll heal. We'll have some battle scars, some memories. We'll reminisce. We'll dream. At the end of the day, we'll conquer. We'll get there. We'll do it. Right? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to walk with the dude. This is the motivated channel by a dude. Right? We're gonna be motivated here. So when you see the memorabilia coming up, in the near future, when you see that motivate by a dude, it doesn't mean motivated with the ed at the end, like past tense. No, this is for future. You know what I mean? Future presence, right? Motivate, not motivated. No. Like it's just for the future, homie. Motivate. And in Spanish, it also says the same thing. Motivate, right? Motivate, motivate. Like for the future, homie. For the future. For the future, homie. This is for the future. And it's by a dude, homie. So I know it's getting a little bit late. I don't want to ramble too much. I'm just letting you know what's happening with the channel, what's happening with the plans, what's going on in the mind of El Dude. One thing for sure, Motivate by El Dude will also include a lot of other products for both male and female. You know what I mean? It's also going to include the babies, the children, the senior citizens. We're going to do everything, Holmes. Everything. Whether it's skateboarding, boxing, whether it's swimming, We're gonna include everything. This is a brand that's gonna take off. This is the brand. This is my brand. Whatever I do in life, whether I become a doctor, because I am going to finish my PhD, right? So whatever I do, it has nothing to do with marketing, has nothing to do with business, has nothing to do with everything has something to do with a little bit of business, right? But it has nothing to do with me making merchandise and videos. And no, this is me sharing me with the world and and sharing and reminding people with some memorabilia, right? But this is my brand. This will be my brand. Actually, you might even know. I might even open up some restaurants. Some sandwiches and some Mexican restaurants. When you come in, you're gonna get some of the best, healthiest food. You know what I mean? And this is the brand. This is the brand. Motivate by El Dude. This is the brand. I am sharing with you the innermost thoughts of the process of what's going on. You're getting the early version of before we go corporate. We will go corporate. We will, right? Because this is gonna become an international, market that is gonna be where people could, it's gonna be open for the stocks, right? It's definitely gonna be a multi-billion-dollar industry. We are gonna take over. You will see. We will not only be a competitor to Nike, Adidas, to damn near every sports anything out there. We will be one of the biggest competitors because this is a positive brand. Motivate by El Dude, right? We're gonna have not only clothing, we're gonna have gel products, shampoos, we're gonna have cologne, we're gonna have perfume, we're gonna have the what do you call it, deodorant. We're gonna forget about that Calvin Klein unisex things. I mean, Motivate is gonna take over all that. Motivate by El Dude. Ever heard of Calvin Klein and CK and what else they got? Ugo and Chanel 49. Right now, Motivate by El Dude. I'm talking about some big player shit out here. Some of the best, wool vomit. I'm gonna buy some of that best wool vomit in the world. Because you ever heard that's. And I'm gonna get some of that wool vomit and turn it into some of the finest perfumes and colognes in the world. Because that's actually believe it or not, that's where they make the cologne and perfume from. Wool vomit, the best ones in the world. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not getting gross. I'm not talking shit. This is where they get the best shit. So, Motivate by El Dude is gonna be. When you smell that shit, you're gonna be motivated. You're gonna be motivated, man. When you smell my cologne. And these ladies smell that shit. Whoa, my goodness. You will have no choice. And I already know what scent it is. Because I've been working, remember, mind you, I've been working in the university. If you look at my channel, I got videos of me in the laboratory. I got me, myself, in the botanical gardens. So I know about fragrances. I know about natural aromas. And there's an aroma out there that I've come across, that it's like no other. No, there's no cologne that has really touched it, and I've been working. Comes from a natural plant, right? And if I mix it with this well vomit, and no one has done it before. I know. I've done the research, right? It's gonna be amazing, right? It's gonna smell so powerful that these women are gonna go crazy, and then they're gonna make a female version of it. So when these ladies have it. And with that perfect mixture of that flour that I'm talking about converted with something else, man. Oh my goodness, dude. It'll smell to the point where you just have no choice. No choice but to confront them and be a gentleman and say, excuse me. I was across the room and I couldn't help, acknowledging your presence when you walk by me. I noticed that, you're quite a lovely lady. You know what I mean? And it's something like that to that extent, right? And as I saw you, walk to the other side of the room, I wanted to come up and introduce myself and just let you know. You know what I mean? Who I am. With all due respect, something like here and there. You know what I mean? So there it is. It'll be a beautiful thing. You'll even see in the near, and it'll be like. I'm positive. I'm gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go all the way with this. I'm gonna go all the way. Gyms, like workout gyms, motivate by a dude. Because the brand is the whole thing. The person behind the brand is even more important. And I am a person who cares and is inspired and motivated, who's learning, taking the time, have the experience, and have the story. And my book will tell it all. My book will tell it all. Well, I'm not gonna tell like everything. Like, probably got some homies say, "Hey fool, motherfuckers gonna talk about back in the day when did some shit back in the day." Like, nah. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? I'm talking about myself. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this motherfucker been talking about some shit. Like, nah, relax. I'm talking about what's getting me motivated. But I'm gonna talk about my life. I will. You know what I mean? That's something, the book will tell it all. The book will talk about my life. It won't talk about your life. It'll talk about my life. But when you know about my life, you'll be like, damn, how the fuck did this motherfucker make it? And then when you get to the next chapter, you'll be like, damn, I should have done that too. When you get to the next chapter, you'll be like, damn, I still got time. When you get to the other chapter, you'll be like, damn, it is early. I'm wasting time right now. And then by the other chapter, you'll be like taking some lessons, doing the same shit. By the end of the chapter, some across the chapter, you'll cry, you'll laugh, you might cry again. You know what I mean? You might want to get inspired and punch and fight and scream and throw the book and pick it back up and pray. And at the end of that book, you'll be like, this is one of the best books I ever read in my life. Right? And you'll be inspired and motivated to do some shit. I'm telling you. I ain't no joke. This is happening right now as it is. This is just the beginning. I am motivated to the point of no return. I am inspired. I am headed full blast, full steam, full engine, roaring RPM to the max ahead, homie. Let's go. Let's go. I'm still working on the brand. I'm still working on the logo itself. You know what I mean? But the name is there. It's motivated. It's motivate by a dude. It is motivate by a dude. Not motivated, but motivate by a dude. Motivate. I don't know. So I'm already establishing. I'm already working on what I need to do legally. So those of you who decide to steal this video, decide to steal my brand, I'm already laying down my brand. I'm already establishing. I'm already claiming. I'm already have worked on it. I've already, So don't. If you decide it's different, we could go to the court and you even make me more famous, right? You'll make me even more wealthy. So, and if anybody wants to invest, and we could talk business later on. You know what I mean? We could talk some business. You know what I mean? And I'm open for negotiations. If you want to know more specifically of my ideas and where I'm taking this, how my image is, how I'm gonna advertise this, because people are falling in love with the Motivate by El Dude brand now. Right? Motivate by El Dude. They're falling in love with that motivate word, man. Like, man, motivate, because it's like a bilingual word in one. Motivate, motivate. You can say it in Spanish or English. It means the same thing, right? You could have the same T-shirt with the same brand, and Spanish is the most widely spoken language in the world. You understand what I'm saying? And in the United States and English as well, the UK. I mean, we're talking about a huge demographic of folk who would be more than interested in buying a shirt, a hat, a jersey, a hoodie, some pants, some shoes, some socks, a face mask, anything, some sunglasses, to the cologne and perfume, the watch, the skateboards, the bicycles. I'm gonna go all out. Forget about GT, Mongoose, and all that. I'm gonna have my own bicycle, my own skateboard. I'm from California, my own surfboard, my own wetsuits. I'm from the University of crying out loud. You don't think I have access to all this greatest technology to compete? To understand and do the statistics and do the sampling and say, okay, this is how they do it, but I'm going to do it better. I'm gonna do it better. Isn't that what we're known to do it better? I'm gonna do mine better. But when you read the book, hey, what's up, MMA champ the GOAT? DHP, you streaming this early, dang? Yeah, we're still in California, brother. In California, it's barely 2 a.m. You know what I mean? I usually go to sleep around this time, 2:30 at the latest. Past 3, I'm already like, I'm motivated. It's early. I'm not sure where you guys are from, Holmes, but it's the weekend coming up tomorrow. I got the weekend off. You know what I mean? I got to take a pause of my particular research and my particular studies. You know what I mean? My particular goals and missions. So I got tomorrow off to watch the fight. I got nothing to do. Reality. Unless the chores at the house. Fatherly responsibilities and stuff like that, right? That's always a must. But when it comes to me being out there at the lab, me being out there doing my research, me being out there, I got the weekend off. I got the weekend off. There's not necessarily by choice, but by schedule. You know what I mean? We do have a schedule, and my schedule doesn't run on the weekend, and I'm kind of glad for that. You know what I mean? That my schedule doesn't run into the weekend when it comes to these particular duties that I do when it comes to the research. But because I do, and I have responsibilities, and I am still preparing, I'm still doing other things. I will take some of this hobbies of mine, some of these dreams, and work on them while I am on my weekend break. Right. So, for example, this brand, this channel, and continue to motivate. And because, again, watch the fight between Ruben Villa from my hometown, become the new champion at what is it? What is it? 125, 120? Was it 125 or something? 126? Can't remember what weight they are. 126. Man, that is early, isn't it? And featherweight, I believe. And damn, dude, it is early. Now that you mentioned it. See, that's what happened when someone yawns. See, at first you gave me the inspiration. I'm talking about MMA champ the GOAT. When he said, yo, I'm like, yo, man, you give me the inspiration, you know what I mean, to keep going. And you talk about going to sleep or something. Like, well, dang, you know what I mean? Now you got me yawning, bro. Shit. You know what I mean? That yawn is also inspirational, man. When someone yawns, it gets the whole room yawning, bro. But it is late. It is. And I know I was rambling, sharing with you my dreams with the channel, how it's going to grow. But it's only going to benefit the fans across the globe who are going to be able to motivate. The fans of motivation, you know what I mean? The fans of inspiring, the fans of not necessarily a dude and the channel. I'm talking about the fans of life, you know what I mean? The fans who will promote the merchandise without even knowing the channel, promote the brand without even knowing the dude, just because of the word motivate. You know what I mean? They're gonna be fans of the brand. You know what I mean? But for those of you who are here now, learning about the channel, motivated by El Dude personally from El Dude. You will get a more of a personal connection with the channel, to say, hey man, I remember that guy, man. I used to have conversation with him online or on his channel live or a debate, before he became the billionaire. Maybe I could ask him for a job or advice or maybe a grant, whatever, homies, you know what I mean? But hopefully I could see you there next to me. Hopefully I can see you as well with your merchandise, with your brand, with your channels, with your million subscribers and multi-billion-dollar industry, you know what I mean? Of course, but you keep working on yours. I'm gonna keep working on mine now that I'm really focused on it. Before I wasn't, like I said, I was just partying with a bunch of bitches. Excuse my language. That's what I was doing. I was just partying with a bunch of ladies, just partying, not giving it, you know what I mean? And after a while, I'm at the point where, my channel went from partying with the ladies to, talking about boxing, to talking about Black Lives Matter and about the issues in my neighborhood, to about being nothing but motivational, just being positive. And I like this. I like this change. I like the change that you guys got to see a little bit of my life, I would say, the changes I've made across, social media, from just being, a happy person partying with the ladies to a happy person working, on my goals, to a happy person, fighting for a better tomorrow, like supporting Black Lives Matter, to a happy person, thinking positive about my community and making motivational videos such as this one, right? And but this is going to be consistent. I'm going to stick with this. This will not change. Just will be the name of the channel, of the brand. It will be a channel where it's going to be topics that will be inspired, most likely by the ones who are motivating me, inspiring me, whether it's from a sport or an actor or possibly a business person, um, an old friend, someone I met, recently, a news media, whatever it is. I got the inspiration, motivation, something that I feel like it's going to help me, well worth sharing. Uh, hit that bell icon so you could get those videos headed your way as soon as they come out. But for now, it is what it is. Again, subscribe to the channel, thumb the video up, thumb it down if you like, share it, comment below, and it is what it is. I am El Dude. This is the channel Motivated by El Dude. Be motivated, but it's motivated by El Dude. It is late, man. It is late. I'm already rambling. I'm already struggling to keep my eyes open. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. And thank you, MMA champ, not only for being here for your comments, but for the yawn, because I am feeling tired now. It is, man. It is getting a little bit late. And before I just, oh my goodness, before we shut it down at, what is it now? 2:27 a.m. in California. Might be early for some of you, but it's not that early for me no more. But again, I want everybody to subscribe, to welcome everybody else to this channel. Invite them, share the video, and let them know that Motivate by El Dude is a place to be. Is a place to come and listen, talk to, debate, agree or disagree, but it's the place to be. Once again, I am El Dude. This is Motivate by El Dude. And to all my motivators, keep motivating. Thank you for motivating me. Thank you for inspiring me. And I'm out. Peace. Good night. And God bless. Motivate by El Dude. Let's motivate by El Dude.